Hey everyone.
What's up, guys?
Welcome to another episode of Eigenbros.
Mm-hmm. We love to see you guys.
We love to see you guys. We love to see ourselves on like lists, listoids, or what do they call them?
Infographics?
Infographics.
No,
yeah.
it's not an infographic.
It's infographics sometimes.
Yeah, but not
But just
this.
seeing us on your top science podcast, we love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you
shout
get the
us
guy's
out.
name?
Shout us out.
If we got to talk about it, you got to shout him out.
Well, we got shouted out by multiple people, but yeah,
but the recent guy.
people writing articles about us. But anyway, Terence will pull up his name. But I just want to say, make sure to follow us on our socials at Eigenbros on pretty much everything besides TikTok. In TikTok, it's Eigenbros2.
Mm-hmm. And then the website is eigenbros.com.
Mm-hmm.
And a big shout out to physicsfacts_.
Mm-hmm,
We love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Shout
You're
us
smart.
out. We
You're
were number
loyal.
2. We were, yeah. You blessed. Yeah, it was cool getting shouted out there, and today actually, we're very thankful for that, and we're very thankful to you, the listeners. This is post Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was yesterday.
Yes, we hope you guys had a great, wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah, in America.
If you were able to go, I know it's messed up a lot of people. So I'm trying not to cuss because I realize that YouTube actually explicitly flags us if we cuss within the 30 seconds.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, so we have to at least pass the 30-second mark, and then we can let the F-bombs fly.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right. Here we go, mother.
Oh, did you say, by the way, did you say like, share, comment, subscribe?
Yes, make sure to do that.
Okay, yes, if you have. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all
discombobulated.
We're just so happy that Thanksgiving is this week. But yeah, some of you folks that, because Corona, might have ruined things. But if you are, congratulations. If you're not, I hope you're doing it Friendsgiving or something local with people.
Indeed.
And anyway, I guess let's. I wanted to surprise Terence with a topic this week.
Ooh.
And I wanted to be thankful for science.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went through a list of 50 greatest technological breakthroughs.
Oh, sweet.
And
nice.
Just to kind of like get a perspective here.
Yeah, let's hear them. What do we got? I'm anxious. Is it going to start from 50 or is it going to go from 1?
Let's go from the number 1. Like,
Oh,
I guess,
wow. Can I guess what number 1 is?
Yeah.
So technological breakthroughs of all time. Within the last...
After the wheel, of course.
Of all time.
Of all time. After
That's
the
gonna be
wheel is
hard.
invented. Yeah.
After the wheel.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
what
It's
you
got to
got?
be
like the spear or something, or
the
like
spear. Yeah, or like...
Okay, this is
maybe
Terrence's list.
agriculture or something
Okay.
like this.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, you're getting there.
But let me guess.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
So-
Well, you can't guess 50. we're gonna spend more
No, I'm
than
trying
an
to
hour.
think of which
talking
one is the most important one. I'm trying to just guess number 1. Which one made
the most-
everything possible?
Yeah, the most important one.
probably fire.
I'm gonna
I
guess
mean, fire for sure. I mean, yeah, fire for sure.
Fire's kind of an OG because that's the one that gave us our big brains. That's kind of the one that let everything fall in the line, right?
Yeah, but I think this is Well, I mean, I guess fire is technology. Harnessing fire is a technological.
Yeah, it's a technology to be able
To create fire at will,
feat.
right?
Yeah.
So that's probably number 1 to me.
I would
Even over
agree.
the wheel.
I would
Yeah.
agree with you on that. Yeah.
Because that's literally what gave us our big brains, right? Because
Yeah.
before we could cook food,
Mm-hmm.
your body could not digest as much nutrition
Yeah.
until you actually cooked it. Because then all the molecular bonds were a little loosened up. And
True. So now you spend more energy instead of spending energy breaking down those bonds.
Mm-hmm.
You harvest more energy from weakening those bonds. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So true.
at least that's the theory. That's the working theory, as I hear.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's already. I'm sure it's pretty well established now. I think, but
I'm not sure. I read it a while ago.
oh really?
Yeah, probably
Oh, okay.
several years ago.
Well, shoot. Well, you're wrong, Terrence. I'm just kidding. It's an arbitrary list, really.
Yeah.
But they
Where's the dunce hat?
but they
Doing.
but they this article from I'll link it down below, but it's an article from the Atlantic, and they were saying the printing press was their number 1
Number 1 for all time.
by 10 of their 12 panelists. 5
of
of
all
whom,
time.
5 of whom ranked it in their top 3.
That's stupid as hell, man.
Dyson described
The
its
pen is more insane than that. Or the pencil, like that's epic. Like printing press, come on.
Yeah.
We are already well established.
They
in
said that
technology,
changed
but-
the world. Do you think I mean, because like, I guess like commercializing the process to make, to print stuff, to print papers and stuff.
It is huge, but I'm thinking that
the transfer of information in some sense.
Yeah, but like back in the days, like the whole concept of creating a book or creating a, creating some type of
wasn't novel. You're saying.
Yeah, it's not novel. It's like actually like writing for the first time.
Yeah.
Like imagine the first guy that thought to, I want to write something down.
Yeah.
That's a fucking genius right there. That's like next level shit.
It is, yeah.
So I'm not giving it to printing, I'm not going to diminish it. It's great, but like the guy who thought of the first pencil, like I'm more impressed with that guy.
Yeah, the guy who invented a writing technology.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, the stick really is
Yeah,
writing.
Who wanted to put thoughts to a page. That's epic.
Well, I mean, it says here, Dyson described the invention as a turning point in which knowledge began freely replicating and quickly assumed a life of its own.
Or what about the invention of language itself?
I mean, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Well,
this is a list of all time. I wouldn't give it as much shit if it wasn't for all. If it didn't say of all time. If it said like within the past 300 years, then I would give it maybe that more seriousness. But of all time is a big.
They said
ass claim.
basically since the wheel, which is
that's
I would also I guess because I'm also following a chronological like list in my head.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, fire was huge, like you're saying.
Kind of a big deal.
Let's not gloss over that. Yeah. Because this has some recency bias for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, because you don't really take into consideration, like the spear or like
you need to have an earth-shattering like shift in mental, in like a mental perspective that's like so non-obvious. I think like there's no way the guy who first thought that something was putting pen to paper, like you just don't understand the implication of that. It's like such a revolutionary idea to do something like that, right?
Well, I think the fire precedes that, like in some sense.
Oh
right?
yeah,
like
oh yeah.
I mean, the fire precedes that, and then harnessing fire, the technology to master that skill.
Oh
or
yeah,
just learn how like you put a rock to another rock, you get a spark, and then like
right. You wouldn't be writing shit if you couldn't harness fire.
Well, writing is like the transfer of knowledge.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like better than language, because language there's not. It's hard to transmit information.
Well,
when it's spoken,
not so much.
Because meaning gets lost though.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right. So it's got a filter or a translational problem or something like that.
And then it's also like playing phone, right?
Yeah, and it's also got a proximity problem because you can transmit written word over long distances potentially.
Yeah.
And then it's also got a temporal problem because once the person dies who holds a piece of information, then it's gone unless you have it written down.
Yeah.
So yeah, writing things down solves a lot of problems in terms of communicating ideas.
It changed the world, but I wouldn't say the printing press changed the world.
It did.
It did, but I'm saying the invention of like writing itself like
is way more impactful.
But I guess
right? I'm with you.
Yeah. Well,
it's a biased list. Boo. But let's continue on.
Number 2, electricity.
See, I feel like electricity is overriding to me. It's before printing press.
It's before printing press.
Yeah.
It's number 2.
Because electricity is literally like the entire modern age.
Yeah, this is exactly what they were saying.
Because like before the like with the printing press, you still had people writing down like scribes and things who would write whole books and transfer those books. The printing press just made it way more easily accessible, and I guess maybe they're saying printing press before electricity because you need that level of distribution of knowledge to be able to have people to read something to come up with the ideas of making electricity work. But I don't know. I still kind of feel like electricity takes precedence over printing press.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of do.
In terms of like world shattering.
Yeah.
I guess I would agree with you on that. Because electricity is much more of a harness of like.
It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, because I mean,
because like printing press is like, okay, we've done it. That's it, pretty much.
It's an optimization of something we've done before.
Yeah,
right.
Whereas electricity is like we're constantly finding new ways to manipulate electricity, right?
Yeah.
We've even got things like spin current.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Like we're understanding the electron better and better still to this day.
Yeah, they're saying electricity is is dependent on number 4, 9, 16, 24, 28, 44, and 45.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like
And 1. Well, I guess
And
not
one.
1.
Well,
I guess technically not 1.
you could do it mechanically.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
one,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
But let's be real. Like almost everything probably on that list has to do with electricity somehow.
yeah, I mean that's kind of what they're saying. I would say I would put electricity up number 1.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Yeah, all of our modern conveniences are from that simple fact alone of or that discovery, which is thank you physics.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Number 3, penicillin. 1928.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's the advent of basically the whole concept of vaccines. And
oh, really?
well, it helps along the whole thought
Of a vaccine or something like that.
because penicillin, while it's not a vaccine, it's a antibiotic. It still gives you the whole realization that humans can do something about germs and illness. Like
Yeah.
we can actually prevent
you
our
get germ theory,
demise
yeah.
from things.
Yeah. That was I mean, that kind of helped us develop germ theory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And probably stems, and that's what I'm saying. The vaccine concept stems from that. You know, it's like preventative medicine and ways to treat illness from viral or bacterial.
Yeah. Antibiotics were not widely distributed until after World War II, which is recent. So within the last 100 years, they became the silver bullet for any number of formerly deadly diseases. Yeah, so thank you, penicillin. Thank you, Arthur Penicillin, if that's what your real name is. I don't know. I'm just coming up with
No,
names.
he just rewrote his name. He
Yeah, I'm
renamed
just-
himself after his fucking...
I'm injecting fake news into the.
Oh, was his name not actually Arthur?
No.
Okay.
Please don't roll with it. I'm kidding. That's not his name, or she could have been a team. I suspect.
No, it was a
like-
guy.
Was it a guy?
Yeah, he just left out a petri
I thought it was a
dish
medic
something.
or something.
I don't know. Some guy left out a petri dish and he realized that it like.
But how many of this is? You know,
I
but
believe
this-
that's probably true.
You think it's true?
Yeah, because it seems like an accident, right? It's like something you probably
It
would.
says accidentally discovered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he left it out and then he realized it was killing the bacteria.
Yeah. It was a bachelor not cleaning his apartment.
Yeah, that seems very
A scientist
realistic
who
to me.
doesn't clean their food. He's like, what is this? Fuzzy stuff.
He's like, can I eat this still?
Yeah. He eats it. He has like a gnarly like let's just say he has a gnarly certain infection, and he's like, wow, it cleared up. Interesting. It doesn't burn when I pee anymore. Anyway, semiconductor electronics is the 4th, and this is the physical foundation of the electronic world. The semiconductor.
Yeah, that's why electricity is still number 1 because
That spawned semiconductors.
which is already a gigantic leap in technology, right?
Life.
Because with semiconductors comes a transistor,
Like, come on now.
and that's all stemming from electricity, right?
Yeah, it is.
So electricity definitely is above printing press.
So they should have made the case for like this is strongly making the case for electricity being
Yeah.
the first.
electricity is
Number
truly
one
the
invention.
gift that keeps on giving
Yeah.
continuously.
Not surprisingly, number 5, optical lenses. This is 13th.
Okay.
This is 13th century.
Okay,
So it's around
Kinda with that.
1200, the 1200s.
the whole advent of astronomy at a real serious level.
Yeah.
You know, optics, like even in labs, physics labs, we use optics for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it says refracting light through glass is one of these simple ideas that took a mysteriously long time to catch on.
Right.
And the Romans, quote unquote, had a glass industry, and there's even a passage in Seneca about the optical effects of a glass bowl of water. But it was centuries before the invention of the eyeglass that dramatically raised the collective human IQ and eventually led to the creation of microscope and the telescope. So,
Yeah, and that transfers over to things like
optical fibers and shit like that.
Yeah, optical fibers, exactly.
Like internet.
or even like computer screens or something.
True, yeah. Or like
Oh, well.
CRTs and stuff.
Huh?
Projectors and stuff.
Yeah, maybe projectors, maybe not so
Yeah.
much computer screens anymore. I don't even know, even in the past. 'Cause
Well,
those were still
CRTs
kind of
project an
cathode
image.
rays, huh?
Yeah, those project a picture.
Yeah, but do they? I don't think they use optical components. I think they use like
You don't think they use lenses? They use lenses.
to project the image.
No, I don't think so.
No, it just
No,
shoots the image.
It just shoots like the cathodes or the electrons at a screen, and then that changes.
Oh,
the
you're
thing,
right, but is it magnified?
no. I think it's manipulated by a field or something, probably like a magnetic field.
And
like you're saying, like how to manipulate the cathode ray.
Yeah,
I think it's a magnetic field. It's like a magnetic lens.
No, but I'm saying it's not. It's the image isn't projected. I mean, it's projected, but is it not magnified?
No.
Oh, interesting.
I'm pretty sure not.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure not. I won't say for sure because I haven't researched it.
Yeah.
But or it's been
it's been
really
a long time. I
since
opened
I've
one when I was a
researched it.
kid, and I was like, I remember looking at the cathode tube, and then breathing in the fumes.
And that's how he became a physicist.
Yeah. Science smells very interesting.
Literally science in his veins.
It gave me superpowers. No, I'm just kidding. Paper is number 6. Yeah. How does paper number 6?
I was going to say, how does paper come after the printing press? Who was high making this list?
This is a panel of 12 people apparently. Of 12.
They were smoking some good ganja.
They were smoking some kind of paper.
Was
but
ganja on that list?
I don't know. It says, and this is in the 2nd century. This is probably the oldest. The idea of stamping images is natural if you have paper, but until then, it's economically unaffordable. A quote by Charles Mann. That one honestly could be. That should be logically before the printing press.
Yeah, but I guess maybe what they could. I would imagine
they're
those
scaling
12
the
people
impact.
I think those 12 people are looking at it like, oh, how does it impact? Maybe the number of people it's impacting.
Yeah.
Right. Because maybe paper was more. When paper popped off, let's say it only affected like. You might have only affected like the Nobel laureates, or not the Nobel laureates. Sorry, that's completely the wrong word. The nobles.
The noble class.
The noble bureaucratic class, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like the slaves and
And the lower people are not
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
paper.
or being able to use paper. So perhaps that's what it is. With the printing press, we were already established to a time now where like
The common man was getting books and things.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe so. Maybe it's like which one gives the most utility, but I still think electricity gives you the most utility.
I still feel like electricity takes over printing in that number 1 spot for sure.
And another one, physics, the all-star candidate, the
What we
internal
got?
combustion engine, number 7.
Pretty huge.
Turned
Pretty
air and fuel into power, eventually replacing the steam engine.
Right. Cars, rockets. Those are the major, right?
In the last 100 years, really. Think about it. I mean, the engine was invented in the late 1800s. Our knowledge of
Not sure.
thermodynamics got better and better around that time.
During the industrial age for sure.
Yeah.
That was when it really hit home.
But I think that's when they discovered you can, you could do, I guess, how engines worked. And then they were like, oh, we can make them better.
Right.
Faster, stronger, more efficient.
Well, they could get it to bust specifically.
Number 8, vaccinations, like you were saying. Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah.
I think that kind of stems from penicillin a little bit.
Yeah. But this was
Although it is kind
this
of
was
an independent
before
thought.
this is actually before penicillin.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so my logic was
It was
It
reversed.
was wrong. Oh,
It was
okay.
reversed, man.
Interesting.
In 1796, the British doctor Edward Jenner used the cowpox virus to protect against smallpox in 1796.
Oh, true. I knew this because of the milkmaids. They all had really clear skin. And this guy was like,
I didn't know this.
yeah, the guy was like, how are all these milkmaids so goddamn sexy?
What does that mean?
Because they all have beautiful skin.
Oh,
like,
no smallpox.
Because the milkmaids look so good compared to everyone. And he's like, why are they the only ones that just look so
Don't
good?
get smallpox?
Because they got cowpox beforehand. So once they got cowpox, they were immune to getting smallpox.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Whereas everybody else was looking all grunged out. And
the milkmaids were just like killing the game.
Yeah, he was the first. He was a doctor that used the cowpox virus to protect against the smallpox virus.
Yeah.
In 1796, but it wasn't until Louis Pasteur, the guy who, shout out to him for pasteurizing, developed a rabies vaccine in 1885, that the medicine and the government began to accept the idea that making someone sick could prevent further sickness. So, yeah, it wasn't popularized until Louis Pasteur, which I think he was a physicist,
Louis Pasteur?
right? Or
I'm
a
not
chemist.
sure.
You don't know?
I can't remember. I felt like he was a chemist, but I'm not sure.
I mean, a lot of those guys. Oh, he was a biologist.
Biologist, okay.
Yeah, and a chemist.
Oh, okay.
But those
Back
guys,
when you could do two things.
you could be, yeah.
Yeah. Not so much these days.
Yeah. Number 9, the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, that
You
should
think that's
be
appropriate. I think it should be close.
Probably,
I think it should be
maybe.
closer to the printing press than
I think
this
I
far
agree,
away.
but maybe the internet. Because vaccines is pretty damn big.
Oh yeah, it's top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah, so this one's a contested one. I could see maybe going. That's a hard one to place.
the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is. But
Yeah.
I'd put it'd be pretty close to the printing press because they both achieve the same thing and the same.
Yeah, I
impact.
almost feel like the internet's still bigger than the printing press.
I would agree.
To me,
The printing press is like kind of
'Cause
hyped,
if-
overhyped.
Yeah,
a
it
little
kind of
bit.
is because if you talk about like the transfer of information,
Yeah.
like there's more.
The internet has probably already far exceeded that
Yeah.
in terms of, just
Yeah.
like, my God, it's probably like just orders and orders of magnitude greater than
Oh,
the
yeah.
printing press has ever distributed.
Oh yeah, and number 10, the steam engine. This was in 17.
Okay.
It was invented in 1712. I didn't know that.
It's like neither.
Way earlier than I thought.
Mm.
But that powered the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah,
that
huge,
kind of thing.
huge.
Just huge.
Big one for sure.
I wish they kind of gave us
And everything is, we were talking about, everything is pretty much a glorified steam engine in
Yeah.
some sense.
Yeah, all the
Like nuclear power is basically just a
glorified steam
it's
engine.
a steam engine with more steps, as
Yeah.
the meme says.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
It's like, dang, we still using steam for all this stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff is a steam engine that you're just like, what?
True. Yeah. No, that's hilarious. The other one, this is kind of weird. Nitrogen fixation.
What does that mean?
The German chemist Fritz Haber. How do you pronounce it?
Fritz Haber, yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
okay.
much got it.
Also the father of chemical weapons. Ooh. We'll just send a... Uh-oh. German chemist, you say, won a Nobel Prize.
I think we know where this is going.
No. Uh-oh. Won a Nobel Prize for his development of the ammonia synthesis process, which was used to create a new class of fertilizers. Central
Oh God,
to the...
ammonia. I think we know this is going.
Oh, no. Oh,
This is the guy, right? Because
This
he
is
makes
the
it
guy.
so that the crop yield
Yeah.
is much more feasible. But
Yes.
yes,
I think he's also the guy responsible for ammonia gas.
1918. Well, problematic for Fritz Haber or whatever the fuck his name is.
this is what it is, though, folks.
With science, sometimes the good comes with
With
The bad. Yeah.
Well, anyway,
You
yeah.
can't. You can't. Sometimes you get both.
Yeah.
The nuclear bomb
nuclear power.
nuclear power.
Yeah.
This is the reality of the situation.
Well, yeah. I mean, he basically his technology, I guess, created a new class of fertilizers, made it easier to grow crops and feed more people.
Did they mention the ammonia gas in there anyway?
They conveniently left that out, but also heavy context clues on the German part and the chemical weapons part,
Right.
and also the date, the time frame, all very suspect.
Okay,
1918.
Yeah, they're trying to tell us in a subtle way.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Sanitation Systems is number 12.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. A major reason we live 40 years longer today than we did
Didn't
in
the Greeks have
1880.
some kind of sanitation system?
Sorry?
Did the Greeks not have some kind of sanitation?
They did, but this was it was I guess the modern iteration of sanitation systems, meaning that like you can recycle water and stuff like that.
Would plumbing and stuff be included in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, because like in the, I remember reading stories about New York when all the immigrants would come into New York and like how it was just the city smelled like shit and stuff, and just the plumbing was horrible. People would die of dysentery and like cholera, and like people were just dying from poisoned wells because there was like shit in them. You know what I'm saying? Like literal human feces in them.
They're drinking it.
And people were drinking and dying. So like, yeah, can you imagine like just
It's like, that's the flavor.
you just drink some shit? That literally, yeah. Anyway, there's a whole thing about. Yeah, I remember reading an article about this, and I don't remember particularly what. But yeah, just I remember reading that people were dying in the 1800s from like poor plumbing and stuff.
I see.
Refrigeration, 1850s.
Ooh, big one.
Discovering how to make cold would change the way we eat and live almost as profoundly as discovering how to cook. This was George Dyson. But refrigeration, if I remember correctly, was discovered by a physicist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, old school.
Okay. The compressor.
Well, just like, yeah, or just making a compressor, I guess.
Okay. If it's a compressor, that's a little bit different because then that also involved AC too, right? Because a compressor for AC is very similar.
Maybe so.
But you actually know that the refrigerator was also even perfected by Einstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because apparently back in the day, Einstein and his buddy Einstein read something in the paper where there was a accident with the refrigerator with some chemical they used where it killed a whole family.
Mm-hmm.
And Einstein was like, "Fuck this! Like, I need to get my buddy, I forget what the other guy's name was, to help me make a better refrigerator." And they actually reinvented the refrigerator into a much better way that didn't have that lethal component. Mm-hmm. And then that's actually how they use, I think, the refrigerator for nuclear reactors now.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Well, I mean, you're right about the concept of like a refrigerator, like how it works. Like it's basically the process of removing heat from an enclosed space,
which should be the same as the AC.
Yeah, using a substance to purposefully lower the temperature. Mm-hmm. And it's been around since. Mechanical refrigeration was introduced like by the Greeks and the Romans, like to cool their food.
Really? Can't be that sophisticated, because Napoleon was literally searching the earth for a method to refrigerate food, because his troops, when he sent them over to Germany, were completely dying off because of the German winter. And they couldn't figure out a way how to send goods that weren't going to spoil. They were dying of starvation and everything.
Well, they have to use ice, so they had to literally mechanically transfer ice, like from the mountains or something. And some people, apparently, like families would use snow cellars, pits dug into the ground to insulate it with wood to store ice. Because if you dig, the ground is a good insulator. And actually, if you're ever stuck in a desert, it's good to dig a hole, because it's like the ground is actually much cooler.
It's a very rudimentary form of refrigeration.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And it wasn't until whatchamacallit, I guess the first known artificial refrigeration was demonstrated by William Cullen in 1748.
Of what? Artificial refrigeration?
Yeah, like I guess
like the modern incantation of
this guy, I guess William, I don't know what kind of professor he is, but he just he boiled some kind of alcohol, like ethyl alcohol or something, into a vacuum, and it overall cooled the space. But he was just like, that's cool. And didn't even think about it. Didn't have any second thought about it.
Right.
But it wasn't until an American inventor, Oliver Evans, designed the first refrigeration machine that used vapor instead of liquid. But he never like built it. He was just like, I think he patented it or something.
Okay.
But it wasn't until a physicist about 40 years later, American physicist John Gorey in 1844, constructed a machine and built the modern refrigerator.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, changed the world.
Nice.
1850.
That's a big one.
Yeah, physicists, you're welcome. Gunpowder.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Killed many people.
Yeah.
A
lot of caps popped.
made killing more efficient.
Yeah. Yeah. Made fisticuffs obsolete.
Yeah. Why don't you fight me like a man? Yeah. It's like, no.
On guard.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you. It's like the Indiana Jones scene. You've seen that with Harrison Ford when the guy's twirling the knives.
The guy pulls out the sword.
He just shoots
him. Yeah, it's so good. I heard that was improvised, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is even better. The airplane, number 15.
The airplane. Yeah, huge. Fucking huge, right? Made the world so small.
1903.
The Wright brothers.
Only almost 100 years ago, Terence. Can you believe it?
The Wright bros.
The Wright brothers. Insane.
The Eigenbros. What are we going to invent, Juan? That's the next one. You guys look out.
I don't know.
We're going to reinvent podcasting.
16. The personal computer.
The personal computer? Yeah.
The PC.
Fucking huge.
Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah. Personal. Why does it have to be personal?
Because the giant computer, I guess, it's distinct from the original computer, right? Because they took up a whole room. Mm-hmm. But the PC just revolutionized our entire way of doing things, right?
Yeah.
Because now paper is like almost an obsolete form of.
I guess your phone is a PC, right?
Yeah.
Technically.
Well, I guess personal computer in some sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a PC in your pocket.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. I mean.
Personal squared.
Yeah. The compass.
What's
the compass?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's huge though, right?
Could you live without it?
No. Navigation was critical though.
Oh, you're right.
Because they needed to navigate goods, right, to other
nations, and you can't do that without a compass.
Well, then it's higher
if you don't know where you are.
It's higher than 17 on the list, to me.
That's debatable. There's been some good ones on that list.
There has.
But yeah, goods and navigating like to other places, that's pretty huge, right?
Yeah. 18, the automobile.
Yeah, that kind of goes in line with the combustion to me, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they go 19, industrial steel making. Mass-produced steel, that's a little bit.
You trying to get through the list or something?
Well, yeah, because I have another list.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna because
Okay.
I have like my own list in a sense.
Oh, I see.
Because of stuff that they're not going to mention.
Okay.
The pill.
The women's pill
Yeah.
for menstruating.
Yes.
That's humongous.
That's what they said. That's
It
number
is,
20.
because that literally has made it so women can now actually
be
in the workforce
Yeah.
like men. And actually now we've another crazier thing is the fact that women can freeze their eggs.
Yeah.
So the fact that women can freeze their eggs means that they can almost not have to worry so much about their, inevitable biology making it so that they can't build a family.
Mm-hmm.
So they can have a full-fledged career and then freeze their eggs and have,
have their cake and eat it too.
because I think that's one of the main reasons why women just didn't work, because it was almost dumb to, right? Because you couldn't have a family if you did. It's either you're choosing family or you're choosing career.
Yeah. And I mean,
And the pill kind of gives women a lot more options in that sense.
That's true. Yeah, just having the option to not have to worry about I mean, also just improving quality of life for women, because some women have terrible periods.
True.
Just debilitating. Which is awful.
Yeah.
Which is something I think as men, maybe they should give us they should simulate cramps for us. Just so we know, you know what I'm saying?
It's like a little funny thing to see what it's like.
Just so it's just be
I tried. I'd like to see a little,
like a little.
Apparently, men
experiment.
have done
You can
it,
see
and it's like.
How would you do it?
They rated an intensity scale of
How do you do it though?
You go to a doctor who has they have to have a special kind of electrical thing, and you put it on your abdomen, and it creates the pain sensation of a cramp.
Oh, and women say it's accurate?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's calibrated to that.
Interesting.
And then when men do it, they're tears are coming down their face.
They just want chocolate.
Yeah, they're just the guys are can I have some candy, please?
Yeah.
No, they're just no, they just have a newfound appreciation, for their ladies, their lady friends in their lives, because they're just wow, did not know it was going to hurt that bad.
Yeah.
Some guy said it was the equivalent of getting kicked in the testicles by 10.
Damn. By 10?
By 10.
I'm skeptical of that.
I mean,
That's come on.
Yeah,
you can't get
a slight
the biggest
breeze.
dudes will get taken down from a kick in the testicles.
Yeah, I've seen somebody kick so hard that they cried. Have you seen that?
When I was a kid, I literally hit a dude who was 30 maybe in the testicles with a tennis racket by accident.
It brought him to his knees, and he was literally
writhing in pain, crying on the ground. I was like, wow.
My bad.
Well, maybe he might have. That's how maybe he felt like a cramp for the first time. Actually,
No,
I felt
that's next level.
I felt cramps as a kid, and I thought I was dying.
From running?
I don't know. I remember one time just being. I think I was going through puberty. It was for some reason. It was one of the weirdest
You're
things.
getting your menstrual cramps?
Dude, I don't know. I was I was going through puberty because it was. I remember it happening around that time, and I was like, oh. Why does this hurt so bad? And I was crying.
Is your balls dropping or something?
Maybe so. Honestly, maybe so. Because it was such an excruciating pain. It hurt so bad.
Oof.
And I could not go to sleep.
Damn.
That's how bad the pain was. And then my mom was like, "You'll be fine." And I was just but it hurts so bad.
I do remember my balls hurting when I was a kid too.
Oh, was it
around middle schoolish?
Yeah, this happened to me in 5th grade, but I don't know if it was like my balls. I guess it was just like my in my abdomen. It was just like cramps, and it was just like a pain, like I was getting stabbed.
Ooh,
I don't know. It was bad. Anyway, nuclear fission, 21.
Giant.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
The Green Revolution, like we were saying, fertilizers, plant breeding, increasing the food output.
Yeah. Agriculture.
Yeah. It saved more than 1 billion people from starvation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The sextant, number 23.
What is that?
To make maps.
Oh.
Using stars. Like orienting yourself with the skies.
Okay, that falls in line around the compass.
Seafaring, yeah. Yeah. The telephone.
Giant.
Number 24.
Giant.
That should be higher on the list. Wait, should it?
This is a pretty good list, though. I'm liking it the more it goes on.
The more it goes on.
Yeah. But fire not being on there is kind of like crazy to me.
It is kind of wild.
Yeah.
That must have been just an oversight because it's like number 1.
It started it all.
It started it all.
Yeah, it really should. Yeah. Alphabetization.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like an abstract concept.
Made knowledge accessible and searchable. It may have contributed to the rise of societies.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's an interesting one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because the ability to sort things allows us to find information even faster, right? Mm-hmm. You just say, I know what I want to look for. Here,
create a system.
Right.
A common system for everybody.
Right. That is huge, actually. Yeah, we take that one for granted.
Should be higher on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that one's entirely taken for granted. You technically can't have that before the any kind of lettering or writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The telegraph, 26. That's kind of in line with the telephone.
Telegraph's the Morse code one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah. The mechanized clock or the clock helped us define.
Oh, huge.
Be on a schedule.
Yeah, because now everybody's on the same page in terms of when they can coordinate their efforts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's critical.
Mm-hmm. Radio.
Yeah, radio. Huge.
Spread ideas and homogenize culture.
Yeah, I think what was interesting, I didn't realize, I hope I'm getting this right. I haven't looked it up, so I don't know. I haven't been able to confirm it. But Tesla was actually the guy who pretty much invented the radio.
Yeah,
or radio communication.
Yeah.
He didn't get credit, though, because he was so concerned with trying to make it for distributing electricity, transmitting electricity, that he kind of was like, yeah, you guys can take the radio invention. Even though he did like almost all the groundwork for inventing the radio communication tower. Like, okay.
So somebody's like, yeah, this has enough bandwidth to transmit like information.
Yeah.
Like
he's like, yeah. I'm on to a different. I'm trying to use this for better things.
Wow, hilarious. Yeah, 29, photography. It changed. They argue that it changed
huge
journalism, art, culture, and how we see ourselves.
So true. Photography is almost kind of like witchcraft to me. I'm just like, how does it make sense that you can literally take a snapshot of
a moment?
Space, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
It's always one of those ones to me that's just like, damn, that's crazy.
Capturing moments like that, yeah.
As a kid, it was so bewildering to me. Now that I understand the physics, it's a little bit more dispelled, but I'm just like, that's so crazy just how you can capture photons in a still image.
Yeah, it is kind of.
And it's an accurate picture of reality.
Yeah, well, accurate is kind of a
right. It's accurate for humans, visual. The visual.
Well, because I will say that it is accurate, but it's also there's also perception, like because lenses kind of distort your.
You get aberration and whatnot.
Aberrations. You get, like, for instance, like I think photographs are also making people more self-conscious or think about how they're being perceived a lot more. So people get a lot of like body dysmorphia, like stuff, because it's like, do I really look like that?
Right.
And it's like
they start to mold their lives around the generated image of what reality is.
Yeah, because like phones use, especially like front-facing cameras, you'll see like the aperture. I mean, the lens is more. It depends how rounded the lens is too. Like, cause it'll if it has more of like a, I would just say like if it's a more flattened lens, it can kind of make things look
flatter.
flatter? It's flatter, right?
I think so. Yeah.
It's 1-to-1. Well, because
Yeah.
like I was thinking, curved lenses like a fisheye lens makes things look more
Warped.
bigger and warped and like. Yeah.
Well, it looks like how it is, right? Like it distorts everything in the middle, and then
Yeah.
the edges kind of get more compressed.
Yeah, and I think front-facing cameras do that. So people think they have bigger noses than they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like,
But I imagine software probably corrects that a lot now.
I don't know.
Oh, no?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, now they have wide. Some phones have like wide lenses, so they can kind of offset that, so people can get a better perception of what they look like. Because apparently, like, it's fucked up.
I see.
People's perceptions of themselves. I'm sure you'll correlate
Yeah, you got all
plastic surgeries and stuff with like.
Right, you got all these girls with their Snapchat filters now. Like, you'll see these chicks on Tinder, and they just all got fucking dog ears on. I'm like, what does your actual face look like? Right?
Yeah, but it's because the dog face one actually does something interesting. It makes your eyes wider. And it
makes your chin smaller.
Yeah.
I'm like, you look like an anime character. You don't even look human.
But it's
and then all their pictures are like that though, because they only want to look like their Snapchat filter. I'm just like, wow, this is thickness.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it changes because you don't really look like what the selfie camera presents as well. But
that's software stuff.
I know that, but I'm saying like the just looking at the raw image of the camera. This is not what you really look like.
Right.
What you really look like is the human eye is its own lens, and that's really the perception that matters. So anyway, something to consider. Number 30, the mold board plow. The plow, I guess. The plow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Strong oxen plow. That is a big one.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind
allows you to plow a lot more. You can feed a whole village now instead of just yourself.
Yep.
And now other people can focus on different tasks.
Exactly. Yeah. Archimedes' screw is number 31.
Explain. I don't know.
Greek scientist is believed to have designed one of the first water pumps, a rotating corkscrew that pushed water up a tube. It helped transform irrigation and remains in use today.
Yeah,
in
that's a
many
big one.
sewage treatment plants.
Because you can transport water now long distances.
Just by using a screw.
Yeah.
Because it carries the water up.
Right. Now you can let it flow all the way down to a town or another region. That's a giant one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Greeks were really killing it on the irrigation game.
Yeah, they really did. The cotton gin. Institutionalized the cotton
Eli
industry.
Whitney. Oh, I know that one very well.
1790 in the American South. Wow.
That's the one they got the slaves freed, apparently, they say.
Well,
I'm not convinced of that, but.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, pasteurization is number 33. Louis Pasteur's first practical applications of Louis Pasteur's germ theory, using heat to sterilize wine, beer, and milk, is widely considered to be one of history's most effective public health interventions. So,
okay.
Shout out. The Gregorian calendar, 1582. Debugged.
That's interesting. Is the calendar really that huge? What do you think? What do we get What do we get from the calendar?
It says here that they put that one on there because they got rid of the Julian calendar, which jumped ahead 10 days to synchronize the world with the seasons.
How much did that give us, though?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It got us all on the same page.
I guess so.
But I can see it more mattering for modern day stuff than anything really in the past. Like, no one cared if you were on the wrong day of the year.
Yeah.
Like, China was on the year 5000 or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or I guess that's where they're at now. So, I mean, it didn't matter. But, like, now I guess it matters for things like GPS and atomic clocks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like that one might be not so necessary on the list.
True.
But we'll see.
Yeah. This one says oil refining is 35.
Yeah, I think that's way above Gregorian calendar to me.
Yeah, because it's saying without it, oil drilling, whatever. But
yeah, because there's no cars or anything.
Yeah. Steam engine, that's kind of redundant.
I thought we already had steam engine.
Oh, steam turbine, sorry.
Oh, I see.
Is the backbone of today's energy infrastructure. They generate 80% of the world's power.
That's where we were talking about the nuclear reactors are kind of steam engines, but I guess technically it's a steam turbine, maybe.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
It's the same shit. I don't know. I don't care.
These are iterations. Iterations of the
basically the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's using steam to power things.
Yeah, cement. Honestly, this should be higher on the list.
Yeah, it should. Over
Not
Gregorian
at 37.
calendar.
Not at 30. Should not be at 37.
Gregorian calendar is going to be my metric now for everything. I'm like, is this
Better than Gregorian calendar. I mean, that's not that cool.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
No.
Scientific plant breeding, 1920s.
Watch, the astrologer is going to come at us.
Austrian botanist Gregor Mendel figured out how plant breeding worked, and later helped
guy.
human genetics figure out human genetics.
It's a big one.
That's higher than 38. That's higher than Gregorian calendar.
Gregorian calendar, I mean, you got it. That's got to go way
Who's going to make the case for Gregorian
Yeah.
calendar? I mean,
In the comments, if you guys got a case for Gregorian calendar, please give us one,
Yeah.
because I'm not really seeing it that much.
yeah, oil drilling. I mean, I guess
That's huge,
yeah,
because oil is the foundation of the modern society, right?
The modern economy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for
So that's
sure.
pretty big.
It is big. 40, the sailboat, 4th millennium. Transformed travel, warfare, and our view of the world.
Yeah. Sailboat's huge, because that's like all of what travel was.
I think
back
it was
in the
one of
old
the
days.
things. I mean, sailing probably helped us figure out that the world was not flat,
Yeah.
because like you
For
could
sure.
see ships coming up the horizon.
Although I think we already had that inclination beforehand, because the
Yeah.
guy who, I think it's Democritus, who
Yeah.
did the calculation for, I think it was the mass of the Earth or the radius, I forget.
the radius.
He
Using,
assumed the Earth was already a spherical object,
Yeah.
based on probably looking at the other,
Yeah.
the sun and all that, and the moon and all that. So he extrapolated its roundness.
Well, they did simple tests with like lamps and shit.
Yeah.
Like they
Okay.
would send people across town and turn on the lamps, and then they would they
Mm.
knew the distance.
Right.
And-
Well, that's the whole Democritus
Yeah. Yeah.
derivation of
Yeah, those kind of experiments.
the radius or mass of the Earth.
Yeah, but to accurately get the, they saw that they were getting angles,
Mm-hmm.
like as from the distances. Yeah, interesting.
Right.
Rocketry, 41.
That's huge. Elon is a fan.
Yeah, this was only 1926, so we're almost 100 years away from the invention of it. 42, paper money.
Paper money. What about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin's been going up, man. I've been getting some good
Fun returns right now.
Cryptocurrency might be in the list in
Yeah.
100 years. The abacus, 3rd millennium, 43. One of the first devices to augment
that's
human
critical.
intelligence. Really, you think so?
Yeah, because it allowed you to count large numbers and quickly.
Mm-hmm.
right?
And
Okay.
back
So
in
it's
the
like a
days,
first
arithmetic
calculator,
was
you're saying?
Huge. Yeah, it is the first calculator, literally.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I've never seen one.
You never seen with the little beads?
No.
I mean, kids in China still kind of use it. It's like one of these lost art things where they'll like.
Have you never seen the little
Never
kids in
seen
China who are like?
and then they calculate these things like
No.
super fast.
No.
I'll show you a video one time. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Air conditioning. This was already on there?
Well, you're thinking of the refrigerator,
refrigerator,
the
yeah.
compressor.
True.
It's related.
Yeah, too close to it.
Yeah, they should have just done compressor.
TV. Yeah, because they could have condensed quantum mechanics in like the semiconductor and like all this other stuff. Yeah.
The TV.
TV.
Yeah, that's in the
45.
realm of like electricity and PC and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Anesthesia. 46.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one, actually.
Oh, that changed surgery. That
Yeah,
allows
because
surgery.
like now you can actually do really heavy surgery, right?
Yeah.
Because
Before, you can't be operating on someone's heart while they're awake. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real.
Yeah.
so anesthesia is giant.
Way higher on the list for me.
Yeah, me too.
Over Gregorian calendar for sure. We're just gonna be
Ooh.
shitting on Gregorian
Yeah,
calendar.
well, this
the
one
rest of
actually,
podcast.
this one actually is probably higher on the list.
Which one?
In my opinion, the nail.
Yeah, the nail is huge, man.
That is
Fuck,
really
why is that
high.
47?
The nail is really big.
Actually, the next one is even big, higher. It should be higher than 48. The lever.
Yeah, these are like foundational things.
Dude.
Those should definitely be higher.
Yeah. Yeah, what the hell?
Now they're like, this is where they had all their coffee.
They had all their,
Yeah.
their debates for some of the
Yeah,
things. And
yeah,
then they're
yeah.
like, now we just have to fill in the rest of the list.
You're just looking
they're-
around the room, naming things.
Yeah.
What else is in here?
Yeah, these placements are off.
Yeah, they are. 49, the assembly line, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually very big.
I mean, that is huge.
Right, because that allowed us to mass produce to where now everybody's enjoying the fruits of labor
Yeah. Yeah. And
at
then
a reasonable price.
lowering costs.
Yeah.
The combine harvester mechanized the farm, freeing people to do new types of work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the what did you think of the list? Do you think they were missing anything?
Is that all of them?
That was their list for the 50 greatest inventions since the wheel.
Wow. Give it up. He got through them all. I can't believe he got through all of them.
I did.
Damn.
And it was about one per minute.
50 minutes? Yeah, one per minute. Not bad.
But I feel like they were missing some. What did you think they were missing?
Oh. So this is your list now of missing ones.
Yeah, things they could have brought up.
Something about weather, probably. Like Doppler radar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's like, I mean, that's what allows air travel. That's what allows us to predict the weather, to see when we need to evacuate from hurricanes. That feel like that's pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, actually, well, I'm just going to say that, I mean, they made a follow-up list with everybody's comments on that.
Ah.
And do you want me to read you what some people were ranking?
Sure.
Number
Fire
one,
was the one I already said.
I agree with you on fire. This
Yeah.
should have been on the list,
Yeah.
actually. And this goes above this one. People thought irrigation.
Well, they kind of mentioned that with the corkscrew.
Sort of. But irrigation, that basically, because modern irrigation created bureaucracy and land management
Yeah.
and administration.
Yeah, irrigation is giant.
Because people, because then now and then with that you got algebra, because people started needing math to kind of like ascribe like, oh, you have this much area, you own this much land.
Right.
Like you get property rights, you get simple mathematics, arithmetic, like,
right.
You know what I mean?
You start having to optimize things using math.
Yeah. And then mathematics is number 3 on this list.
Right. That's a little bit of a cop-out, though, because, like, 90% of that stuff could be mathematics.
What do you mean?
Like, you could fit mathematics into all of that stuff almost, right? Because, like, every technology...
Math is like the alphabet to me, though. Like, it's on that level.
Yeah, but everything is... Math underpins, like, every technology. You see what I mean?
True.
So it's almost like it goes without saying. It's almost ethereal. It's almost surpasses technology.
I mean, I don't know, because I wouldn't say you need math to find how penicillin works or something. You know what I'm saying? Or find out that penicillin works.
But you kind of do, because you need... Well, I
you're
guess
saying
not.
statistics or something? Like, you're like, oh, people are... It works for this many people.
Yeah, it's like math is always in there somehow. Like,
True,
in some way.
Yeah. Well, math is huge. People were saying nations or government as structures, as institutions.
Yeah, I don't like these as much.
Yeah, these are supposed to be the ones that people thought they were
They're
missing.
kind of like abstractions.
Writing.
Yeah, we said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first pencil.
Yeah, written rules and laws. Hammurabi's Code, shout out.
And what is that one again?
That's from the first written code of laws.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I got memed into obscurity in high school because because the one assignment I missed was on Hammurabi's Code, and my buddy was like, "Hey, bro, you still done with that Hammurabi's Code assignment?" But this was a guy we were in an honors class. I mean, so I was the odd one out because they were making fun of me for an assignment I didn't do. Nerds. I was like, yeah, you know, eye for an eye, right? That's what they say. Yeah, the alphabet I think was already on there, but anyway.
Yeah, these are more like abstract.
History as people's myths and lessons.
Yeah,
no, not as important.
These are like abstract concepts to me, and not so much like technologies. I'm thinking more like tangible technologies.
I see. I mean, democracy is a huge idea too.
Yeah, but this is again like a concept, and it's ideal.
I mean, these are important though topics.
They are, but they're almost in a different list to me. It's more abstract.
Right.
It's more of an abstract layer.
Oh wait, this is a different list. Oh, it is. It is. Technically, the person James.
You reading the
Fallows,
wrong list?
No, James Fallows says that.
James Fallows?
James Fallows says that this one is actually, he had to name it something else. He says 50 social innovations that change the world.
Yeah. Social innovations. There you go. So it's a different thing.
So I guess it is a different thing.
Yeah.
But people were commenting on that based on the previous list that he had made. Yeah. On this list uniquely is the number 0. The concept of zero.
It's abstract again.
They said it was
that
important.
is more fitting for the last list, but it's still borderline in the realm of abstraction. That's kind of not what I was thinking with the technologies list, because the technologies list was all like tangible stuff, right? It wasn't concepts.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, a lot of these are kind of silly, but I feel like 0 could have been on the last one.
Yeah, I think you're right because it
Yeah.
is kind of a thing you can do and write, right? Like it's more tangible than something like democracy.
Yeah. Do you think social media should be on there?
It could be. Yeah, it's big, but it's almost like I could see myself leaving it off the list because I would say it falls in line
Because it's
with
like
internet.
telephone and shit.
Yeah, but I would almost say like it could or could not. I could see myself arguing that goes lumped in with internet.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to put internet on there, that kind of is like saying like these are all the things that come with internet,
Yeah.
which are social media, which is
Yeah.
like social media being like probably number one.
You know, the ability to use email communication.
Things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the case for the number 0 was, or the concept for the number 0, I think was the one that people were saying would have been. There was a lot of reasons to make the case, and there's a quote here by someone saying, without the concept of number or numbers, mathematics wouldn't exist. Base 2 mathematics is the framework on which the computer is based. I would consider the concept of number right up there with alphabetization. Clearly, without written language or the concept of number, the printing press would be of little use. What would one print?
Oh, I see. So their error was probably adding alphabetization
Into the list because that
Yeah.
is kind of a concept.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they should have just made it more of a tangible list rather than
Yeah.
adding a concept in there randomly.
Yeah, because, I mean, the person was saying there's a great book on the concept of number simply titled, quote-unquote, Number, written by Tobias Dantzig in 1930.
Danzig.
Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, how does one transition from being a lumberjack to getting a PhD in mathematics? That's what Tobias did. Legend.
Go to college.
Well, shout out.
It's the easiest
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, like, do you feel like anything else probably was missing?
So I said the Doppler radar, right? Another one I'm thinking maybe is like, well,
Can I
Yeah.
interject with
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Musical instruments? Yeah.
entertainment in some sense.
Yeah.
It's like giving us what would you say is the most important musical instrument?
The string? No,
The
what do you
string
think?
itself.
I think maybe the most basic one is the percussion. Like, I think humans kind of naturally kind of lean towards.
So the drum is the key.
Yeah. Some kind of rhythm.
Very
I
interesting.
think you start at rhythm
Percussive
first,
instrument.
and then you get to, like,
Yeah. I would say the
influence.
piano because the piano is the one that actually allowed us to create complex pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make almost anything on piano.
anything.
Yeah, you can write almost any.
Kind of piece on the piano because you can make a fully fledged composition
yeah,
on the
yeah,
piano. Of course, it's missing lines, but you always get a general idea of the piece if you have a piano, pretty much.
Interesting. Well,
That's why composers always use piano, right?
that's a good point.
That's a good one. You could say another one is just the house.
Concept of a house.
Shelter. Yeah.
Yeah, shelter.
Yeah. True.
Shelter's a little bit abstract, so I would just say a house, actual house. Because,
yeah. True.
You know, that
Yeah,
allowed
yeah.
people to actually,
Live comfortably.
And stay in one place.
stay in one
Not
place.
spend energy moving around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. True. I think one that people don't want to list, but it's true, is plastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
The advent of using
That's
plastics.
been giant for our civilization, right?
Both bad and I guess good.
That's how it goes, right?
I mean, the littering aspect of it is like, it's horrible, but like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it helped people, or it helps mass produce goods cheaply. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Very cheaply.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know, but I would, maybe it makes sense to leave it off the list.
You can almost
It does
put
more
it in line
harm than
with
good.
oil as well, because I think oil was on there too, wasn't it?
True. Oil is,
Or something like oil.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's on that level of like, it does more harm than good, probably. You think so?
Not convinced.
You're not convinced?
It changed our landscape in such a way, right?
Yeah, economically, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and I mean, that one, I'm trying to think what else. I think batteries was one that they should have had on there.
That is big, right?
Yeah, that is pretty damn big.
I think you're right, because batteries are, I mean,
Stored energy, bro?
Yeah.
You're telling me?
allowing you to have portable electronics.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's
Come
pretty
on.
big.
Come on, James. You should have had 2 physicists in that room, at least. They
Right.
probably had
How do you miss
historians.
fire? How does everybody miss fire? Like
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
first thing I literally thought of. Like fire is the one. You can't beat fire.
Yeah. Or a
That's the
spear,
ultimate
bro.
technology.
Like spear's number 2 to that.
Right.
You think about the
That
logical
was the first one
conclusion.
actually. I did say was
Yeah.
spear, right?
Yeah. Fire,
Or
spear.
bow and arrow. Bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow too. Yeah.
Because now you can kill things from a distance.
Yeah.
That's actually the first one before gunpowder, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
And also domesticating animals, bro.
yeah, domestication should be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on. Come on. So
Domestication is kind of a concept, but I think that could still fall in line with the list because it's kind of like a technology to be able to domesticate something. You know, you have to build infrastructure to domesticate animals.
True. Yeah, and there needs to be some system, right?
Yeah.
Of how to. Yeah, because you do need
corral
to.
them and
Yeah, because you're passing
take care of
traits,
them.
right? You're
Yeah.
passing favorite traits of like. The
And
animal
not even
that's
if you're-
less violent or whatever.
Yeah, and just being able to like maintain them in a way that's sustainable, right?
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
definitely like a technological art to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if agriculture's on that list, then so should domestication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe that is under the umbrella. Of
yeah, maybe
agriculture.
so. It's a little bit more. It is kind of a separate thing,
Yeah,
but I could maybe argue like it's in the realm. I don't know.
yeah, maybe so. Well, I guess so. I guess that's kind of it. I mean, there were so many physics ones on there. I think that
Yeah.
I think physics is still king. But actually, no. There's some really important ones like vaccination and penicillin that are
Yeah.
just you don't need
Mm-hmm.
really physics to do it. Anesthesia, like we're saying, to save human lives. Like
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
anesthesia, big time.
yeah. So, which one's more important?
What do you think is going to be on the list in the future?
Quantum computing.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think mine would be CRISPR,
probably that too.
gene editing,
Modification.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
or hopefully fusion would also be one.
Yeah. I think those are gonna be on the list for sure. I
Yeah.
think AI is gonna be on the list.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
future.
Mhm.
What else?
Space mining.
Space mining might be on that list. Yeah.
This is basically all the future podcast episodes we've done.
Yeah.
The futurism topics we've
Yeah.
covered.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I think those are all topics that are. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
they're
matter
huge
of time.
ones.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Really. But yeah.
Or how about self-driving cars? Do you think that
I was thinking about that, but then I thought about AI because like
Okay, it's
built,
in there.
You built it around AI,
Right.
probably.
And then the car itself is already kind of on that list already. So
Yeah.
okay.
So
I'm
it's
with you.
AI on top of a car, like
Yeah.
that's gonna make it smart car essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there anything else? I guess like maybe the listeners, for you folks, I guess leave a comment. What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think? I guess I have a couple questions for
Sure.
the listeners. Is
Yeah.
what do you think is going to be the future big tech on that list of 50? And then also, what do you think should have been on that list that what's the guy's name?
James.
James missed. What did he miss?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
And once again, please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And follow us at our socials, right? At Eigenbros.
Eigenbros.com. Eigenbros on Instagram. Eigenbros on Twitter. Eigenbros2 on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes. Thank you, folks. And
Thank you.
we'll
As
talk to
Shoe
you.
Nice likes to say.
and we'll talk to you later. Peace.